Thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on Leadership Lounge Live are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They do not reflect the official policies, beliefs, or positions of any individuals, organizations, or platforms mentioned. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage independent research and critical thinking. Enjoy the conversation and engage responsibly.
Welcome back. Happy Sunday, y'all. Welcome back to the Leadership Lounge live show where I am your host, Lewis Marshall, here with my amazing co-host, Mr. Uriah and Miss Emma. How are you guys?
What's happening?
Hey,
we
what's
are
going
doing great.
on?
Oh, see, that was a warm welcome. I love it. Hey, how was your guys' week this week?
Mine was pretty good. I'm still trying to get through it.
Yeah, I know. It's been busy. It's been a lot. It's been a lot going on. Uriah, how about you?
It was rough. It was probably felt like the longest week of the year for me. I had dashboard demands. I had things breaking, and then at the end of the week, my eye just gave out. Like I woke up Friday morning, my eye was just like swollen. I was like, okay, I give up. This week's done.
You're like, it's over. I know
It's
you
over.
said you was gonna like stun of shades. You run it
Yeah, I
today.
thought I was gonna have to wear shades today because my eye look like I've been in a battle. Look like I've been fighting.
Yo, you can't have that and then have Adam with them flyo glasses on down there. Cannot. Adam with nice glasses.
Hey, those actual stunners.
That
Thank
part.
you. Thank you. I'm trying. I like them. I'm glad you guys convinced me to wear them. Because I wasn't going to. I figured. But thanks.
No, I like
Thank
them a lot.
you.
All right.
Listen, you guys see the rest I got coming.
Oh,
And the prescription, so I can see y'all. I can see you over there, Uriah.
I'm
right.
here. I'm here. You need glasses to see me?
Yo, so just real quick, I want to shout out. I see Miss Shirley Thomas is in the building. I see Miss Deb is in the building. Thank you guys for being with us. For my co-host, anybody got any updates from this week?
I do. Me. Here.
Ooh, yay. What
you got? What you got?
Okay, so I don't know if everybody's been hip to more chat is doing its thing. So real quick, ChatGPT's new memory feature dropped. I don't know if anyone's tried it, but it's dropped. And I have, of course, I'm in there messing. I just want to touch on a few things when it comes to protecting your privacy. I know that was a little extra, but yeah. Anyway, okay. So with this new update, I know everybody's tired of hearing the word update, upgrade, update. Chat GPT now remembers your past conversations and personalizes your experiences. But the good news is you have control over it. Okay. So what you need to do is, if you do not know, you go to your settings, and I did it myself. I've done it a couple of times so that way we have it 100%. So you go to settings, then from there you go to your personalization, then memory. From there you can either view what it remembers, you can delete specific things, or you can turn the memory off completely. Okay. I know that Uriah posted last week on his awesome avatars where he's speaking about how to protect yourself when using chat. So also, if you don't want it to train, like if you don't want your chat to be helping training the other chats, what you would do is you'll go to settings, you'll go to data, turn the data off, and then you turn off the part where it says improve the model for the data. So what you're going to do is go to settings, data controls, turn off improve model for the data, and then that's it. Or you can switch a temporary chat So that's all I have. But it really does. If you say recap what we talked about last week, it's going to recap it. And also understand, if you don't have that model thing turned off for your data, it will it'll keep training other, yeah, it'll keep training other AIs.
Oh, so that's a big help. And that ties into what we were talking about last week, as we were having the expanded conversation about our IP, and copyright and trademark. Hey, this is another way to keep your thoughts, your ideas a little bit more safe. Is that fair to say, Ms. Adama?
Yes, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that they can control it. Just then there's smart tools there to do it. You just literally just go over to your settings, and it's like 1, 2, 3. I counted the steps 1, 2, 3. So if you want to be in control of that, that's a way to do it.
I love it. I love it. Nice job. I know that's going to help somebody out there. So I see I got a question from Miss Jess. She said, are you saying the memory feature is new, or that it has been increased? Her memory's been full for a while. So just real quick, can you clarify? Do you know?
Even if, I will say this part, even if your memory is full, I did a whole test on that too, it will still recap your conversation that you had with it last week. So that's why it's important to go in there. You turn off that mode where it says turn off like the controlling part, improve the model with my data, turn that off, and then it was to stop. It doesn't matter if your memory is full.
Nice.
Yeah, so I noticed that as well. Like, I'm glad that they're giving us the option, because they had that on without even telling us. Because I remember when I was retraining some of my chats, when I went to the next one to train it, it was using the same data that I used in a previous chat. And I pretty much, some of my chats are like completely different. So if I'm using, like, let's say my council member hat, I'm not using my profit production hat or my Midjourney, prompt enhancement chat. So I started seeing them in other instances. So I'm glad that they're like acknowledging that and giving us the ability to turn that off.
Exactly. My bottom line is, don't assume it forgets. Memory builds over time. If you're not checking, it could be holding on more than you realize. Again, don't assume it forgets.
Especially
And
if it's I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Especially if it's within the same model. So if you're on model 4.0, you just assume all of it is remembering from within that model. Now, when you go to a new model, although I'm not saying it's going to forget completely, it's a higher chance of it forgetting or not taking that into consideration.
So to tell that, so with that part right there, you're correct. But for example, Jess has her memory full, right? It will carry over all that full stuff into the new version. So if you don't want that stuff carried over, you can go through that memory and you can click what you want it to remember or not. You can just tell it to delete it. Just swift over and then put delete. But you're right, that was a good point. I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just thinking, so Uriah, when you went to Pro, or when you updated to Pro, I remember you had to start like from scratch.
Yeah.
Like a hard reset.
Yeah.
Brand new chat, brand new training, brand new memory. I wonder if you now have the ability to transfer that stuff over as well to a new model.
Yes, all you have to do is go in there, because my child almost said his name again. I said, I need for you to recap the last project we just worked. I need for you to recap what we just spoke about, and I want to make it a project. And it pulled up everything like within less than a minute. Like, guys, I'm over here cooking over here in my little. I'm okay, what do you guys call it? Lab. I'm over here cooking in the lab, like trying to figure out what it's doing. I think I spent most of my day yesterday doing that.
I got another suggestion. So what I did for my Kling training chat, my Kling prompt agent was full maybe 2 months ago. And so what I did was I went back and deleted a couple of the responses that I knew that I just wouldn't need and ask it, hey, give me all the information that I would need to train my next chat to do exactly this same thing. And it gave me like specific instructions. And that's what I copied and pasted into my brand new chat, Clingers 2.0. And that's how I trained my brand new chat with all the information and instructions instead of having to ask it and retrain it all over again. So I kept that set of instructions in a notepad. So every time that I get a full, Midjourney prompt agent or Kling prompt agent, I just drop it. Yeah.
Say that again.
Hey, so anytime that my chat agents that are specific for Midjourney prompting, Kling prompting gets full, I will delete a couple of my sent questions and I'll ask it, hey, can you give me training instructions for a future chat to do this exact same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I've already trained you on. And it'll give me a copy and paste this into your new chat. And I'll copy and paste it in there. And immediately I'm up and going, ready to go with a brand new chat with all new memory. So that's another way you can work around that memory full issue as well.
Yeah. And the last part I'm going to say on this, and then I just want to say his last part, what to add on to yours, to piggyback onto that brilliant thing that Lewis just said. I have the Google Drive. When my chat gets filled with all these little testing, especially with all these updates, I literally have a folder in Google Drive as well. And I title it memory and I put the month because I know how I am. And then I can go back to it and put it over. So it's the same thing that Lewis said, but if it's really important to me, because I don't want to sit and worry about, oh my gosh, what if because at times I'm so creatively brilliant. And then I'm like, what? And then, you know what chat says? It's full. I can't do this with you right now, Adama.
Hey, don't you hate when that happens?
I get mad. And I'm like, I can't stand them $200 people.
Because I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So I'm just letting you guys
Okay,
go.
that's great. That's great. That's great. Here we go. Go ahead, Lewis. Call me petty. That's great.
I know she can't stand you. Hey, I know she can't stand you. I'll say it for her.
We need a sound bite for that.
For her. Right? Yo, that's the one. Hey, sound bite for that. Can't stand you. Can't. C-A-I-N-T. Can't stand you.
With that K that kicks.
Oh, can't stand you. Nah, that was really good, Adama. Thank you for that. I hope that was helpful for the folks in the audience. Keep us up to date on what's going on with chat. This has been really dope having this as a segment. We this last week asked for some audience engagement and we asked for some questions from you guys. So we wanted to do a live Q&A. We did get quite a few questions in from the audience. So thank you guys very much. We really, really appreciate this. Great questions. Jen, would you mind throwing our first question up on screen, please?
My Midjourney is still on version 6.1. How do I change it to version 7?
Ooh. She was saucy.
Yes, she was.
The AI is getting good.
Ain't that right. So what do we got?
So that with Midjourney changing it to 7, you have to go to the website. Well, this is how I know how to do it. When you go to the website, midjourney.com. I've been using Midjourney Alpha and Niji Journey app. I don't even remember the last time I even used Discord, so I don't know how that would work. But if you go to the Midjourney actual website, you go down to personalization and you have to rank 200 images. So similar to using personalization before, now to get into 7, you have to pretty much personalize your 7, because now one benefit of 7 is like it's now your personalized version. So it comes with your personalized version by default after you rate your 200 images. And then once you rate your 200 images, 7 will be unlocked.
Yeah, and I think that's the only place that you can do the ranking of the images. But once you rank the images, I can speak to the Discord side of changing to version 7. Once you've ranked your images, just type in \settings and hit enter. You'll be able to pull up all of your settings. I might make a suggestion that when you're in version 7, you may want to be in raw mode. I have found over the last week that that's been something helpful for me while I'm changing settings, because I've been bouncing kind of back and forth between 6.1 and 7. So while you're in there, you might make the adjustment to raw mode to make it a little easier when you're in version 7. Just a helpful tip. Adam, what about you? Are you a Discord? Are you a Midjourney Alpha? Or where are you doing your Midjourney creating? I'm curious.
Since this update, I'm having to go to the website. I'm having to go straight. I'm not even on Discord like the way I was, because if I go to Discord, it automatically puts it to 6.1, and I'm not. That was a great love affair we had, but now I'm on the 7.
Time to move on.
Time to move on. I mean,
All right. That was quick and easy. Easy question. All right. What else do we got, Jen? What's good, Sammy Dub?
I have a question. Do people who use AI have a hard time with creating characters of color? I have a question.
Did you drop up there? Oh, yeah, this was a really good question about characters of color. So I struggled with this since the beginning of my AI experience. It became easier when I started using Midjourney consistently. I was able to find a couple of creative ways to articulate, African American or Afro Caribbean or Afro Latina. Those were things that were able to help me get closer to the style of character that I wanted. And then I kind of started working with a color code system from Fenty's beauty line, and just using the color codes and dropping those right in my Midjourney prompts. And that made it a whole lot easier to get the correct shade and hue of skin tone. So that made it easier. But if you're not in Midjourney or you're not adding in those color codes, it could be kind of difficult. I might encourage you to include a really good description of whatever the person looks like, anything that they're wearing, or any very specific features. Like for myself, I might say in the prompt that I have a salt and pepper beard, that I have short hair, what the age range is. Those kind of things kind of help give context. Miss Adama, what do you think? What is something that has it been difficult for you?
It was only difficult. I'm going to be honest. That first month that I tried AI art, and then I started thinking on the aspect of when I was in college, because I went to art school. I went to art college, and I know that they said that when we were picking out our color palettes, pick out yourself or pick out what you think can make what you want. So that's how I looked at it. So if I wanted someone that was remind me of West Africa, I would type in West African male. And what I do love, because I do a lot of futuristic stuff, I put Afro futuristic, futurism, either one of those. And I got that part from you, I think. But the only part that I do have an issue with the color is it's hard to get that beautiful bluish purple dark. Like my complexion and a little bit darker is probably as far as it goes, not unless it changes the whole lighting, the whole light effect. Like it'll give me like a blue dim. And I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted. There are Black people who have beautiful undertones of blue and purple. So, I mean, it's not as difficult as it was in the very beginning, but yeah, that's how I describe, that's how I get my people, that's how I get it. Or I've even discovered that because the US, we're all over the place, I put Southern, y'all know how I am, I put Southern Black woman, and the features were so different from a West, like East Coast, West Coast, like a West Coast person. I was like, this is interesting. The whole physique, everything.
That's interesting.
Try it. It will blow your mind. You'll be like, oh, wait a minute. So you trying to say we ain't thick out here? Yeah, that's what. Never mind. Sorry.
You right. What about you? Yeah, you gotta follow that up. Hey, yeah, you gotta follow that up. It's all you, bro.
I need to. What's the question? I gotta go back. I done lost track of even what the question was.
Okay, so do you have difficulties creating people of color either?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So this is a struggle just in the creative space in general. So even before AI, it was a struggle with me in photography, with me in editing, because when you learn how to do something professionally, you're learning through the professional, the accepted way of doing it. And a lot of times that accepted way of doing it is skewed towards a certain look. So when you think about melanated skin versus non-melanated skin, the light works totally different. So when you edit a picture of someone with less melanated skin than someone with more heavily melanated skin, those are two different processes. However, when you learn how to use a process, they tell you one way to do it. So if you do it that way on a melanated skin person, it's not going to look right. And nobody teaches you how to do that. You have to go out and go it on your own. Sorry to be long-winded, but to say that I carried that into my AI experience, where you have to be super descriptive of, if you want somebody with Black skin, melanated skin, you have to be very descriptive, because the model is learning from all of the data from the non-melanated skin people. So when you want something different, you have to be very specific. Otherwise, it's going to assume the data that it has as of the larger proportion is what it's going to go with. So even going to 7, I'm seeing it still struggles with melanated skin. But like Adam said, we've already developed techniques on how to get there. So you just have to be very descriptive, like even as like a Black person, which tribe are you from? Are you from the Ethiopian tribe? Are you from the Sierra Leone tribe? Are you from the Egyptian tribe? Add that to it, then it works, or then say American, that ethnicity. So like instead of African American, say Ethiopian American, and then you get a different version, or Sierra Leone American, or because you're going to get something different if you put, let's say, Sierra Leone by itself or Sierra Leone American. And like what Adam said, add urban to that. if you add all of these descriptors, you're going to start getting a better look and feel of what you're looking for.
Yo, you touched on something though.
Boom, boom, boom. I have to give you
Yeah, yeah, give yourself a horn. Give yourself a horn, Uriah.
That was good. That was
So,
good.
yo, but you touched on something. I heard you say you're speaking about it from a photography experience perspective, but then I heard you say when editing. Can you talk about how important it is to edit these pieces of content, please?
It's always necessary. Always necessary. Like these AI images we always get something, okay, yeah, it looks really good, but it's not until you edit it that it's actually yours and it actually pops. So, especially like with melanated skin, like with you have a picture with melanated skin, you're going to want to edit the skin tone a certain way for it to pop. And you can't do it the traditional way because then that melanated skin is going to look orange. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but a lot of times you see a nice picture, but the picture, the person like, man, it kind of looks orange. You know, it kind of looked like a deep orange because they didn't do they didn't mitigate their steps when doing the editing process, because all of this is still stemmed from, although we flip to editing, it stems from photography and it stems from the gear. The gear is not designed for melanated skin, because you got to think how photography and how film and everything developed. It developed around Hollywood, right? So who was the star? When you light a scene, you're lighting for the star. We went years where the star was definitely not a melanated skin person. It was, you know, of a non-melanation Caucasian, and you light them a different way. That translates to the gear, that translates to the editing, that translates to the techniques of everything. So if you think about it from that perspective, you always have to have that in mind, and you always have to expect to do extra work to get what you want if you want somebody of color.
Okay, I just want to, hey, I'm going to double down. So are you just talking about images, or does that transfer over to AI video also?
It goes straight down to AI video as well. And since we have the newer models, yes, you have to be way more descriptive, because you might put your image out there, but then the model, because you got to think like a video is just, let's say, 1,000 million pictures. It's just a bunch of pictures going along the line. So when you put your first picture there and the model is starting to think about each picture coming next, is going from his database, and his database is probably non-melanated skin. So if you're not descriptive all the way through, it's never going to keep remembering. It's going to, I don't know if you, I mean, I know you guys have felt this, where the Black character that you put in the beginning somehow turned not Black towards the end, because you have to think about it's running the model each time. So mine turns Asian and Mexican. And even what I'm telling you, like even prompting for it, it's gonna take time. Just like with images, it took a long time with images from when it first came out to where it is now. I mean, it's light years different. So with video, we're gonna have to give it some time. It's gonna have to play catch up, and we'll get there. It's just gonna take time. It's gonna take people like us to be in it, so it gets that data. If it doesn't get the data, then it can't learn from what it doesn't have. It can only learn from what you feed it.
I love that.
Love that. I got one suggestion too. If people don't know about Midjourney, you should, because if you find that it gives you the image that you want with the color that you want, what you need to do is take that image, put it over in description, and watch how it writes out that prompt. Take that prompt, put it in the folder, and now you have your color. I mean, that works for me.
Yo,
You know
run that back. Run that back one more time. Say that one more time.
Oh, sorry, I just had to scratch on that. It's the red glasses, y'all. Okay.
It
Anyway,
is. Come on.
once you find the image that you like with the color that you want and what you need, go to Midjourney /description. And then it's going to ask you to pick your images. You select your image, you put it up there. It's going to give you, I think it runs 4, right, gentlemen? I think it runs 4.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then once it runs those 4, it's actually going to tell you, it's going to describe that image to you. And there's your prompt. There's your solid Midjourney prompt, not the one that you tried to critique, but the solid Midjourney prompt. And then what I do is I copy and paste that over to my notepad or over to my Google Drive. I make a folder for that as well. And then I have the color and that favorite prompt that I need, that I want, because I put that in one of my starter packs. I mean, you have it, I have it right there. Like it's right there. That color, the color that just makes me go, oh my gosh. And it looks even better now because Midjourney 7 has updated.
So now all your old prompts are like fresh, new again with every new model. Boom,
Doing
boom, boom,
moonwalks.
boom. I love it.
Glitter
Yo,
all
okay.
over you.
That was spot on. I think we got Adama's question coming up next. Go ahead and throw hers up there. She cooking.
How do you stay motivated and inspired to create when people close to you don't often support your work? They think it's easy and don't understand the complexity of it.
So because I know what I carry, their silence doesn't bother me. After I realized that I have this is a lot what we do and how we create, and you have to have an understanding for it. And yes, they have given us easier avenues, but it's not that. In order to post and create what you love, you have to be okay with people's silence and know your worth when you're creating. I mean, that's all it boils down to. Know that you have a gift, and but because they don't see your gift, maybe it's not meant for them to see. It's meant to be seen for somebody else. That's why I keep creating. It doesn't even matter if one person likes it, because guess who's going to go back and like it? I am. I'm going to go back and like it. I don't need nobody to like it because I think it's dope. And as I press send, I'm like, oh, you did that. I mean, you just have to hold what I create isn't surface based. It's deeper than that. It's layered. I mean, and it's a place where I can put the emotion. And that I'm transparent with it. So most people either see that depth or they probably won't. And if they don't, then they just missed the mark. I'm good with it. That's how you have to feel. You have to know your own worth.
Right.
I'm done. Wow. How would you like to answer? Anybody want to answer that?
You right?
Spicy red glasses.
Yeah, she's spicy today with these red. We gonna call her red glasses Adama. This energy. Hey, I'm putting that at the top of the. Yeah, red glasses Adama.
Red is
He has a ride.
Spicy.
No,
Hey, it's all you, brother.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm slow. I got ADHD. I need the question again. Like, I want to make sure I answer the question.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I gotcha. So this is more so, I mean, this is like anything when you're really good at your field or you're trying to even go follow like an entrepreneur path. The people around you aren't going to be your biggest cheerleaders. So, and it's a rough time because generally when you're gifted, you probably get good grades and everybody's patting you on the back because you got straight A's, or oh, you play basketball, or people always patting you on the back because like you got the crossover, you got the jumper. But when you're doing something that's outside your comfort zone and outside the people that you're around, you're going to look odd to them because nobody else is thinking about that. So you have to find your tribe at that point. You don't want to get discouraged and feel like, oh, that idea is dumb. It's not dumb. It's just you're not around the people that think it's hot to pump it up to get to the degree where you'll probably be better able to articulate it as hot for everybody else. So I would say if you believe in it, keep pushing for it and find people around you or find other people that think it's hot as well. Because if you're only looking for your immediate circle to co-sign your creations, you're going to have a troublesome time, because when you're a creative person, most of the time the people around you aren't also on the same wavelength as being creative. So what I do, I go and find the people that's in that same space. I go and find the people that are on that same page, and just being fair with the people around me, and being fair around the people that I'm going towards. Because just because you like AI art, the person next to you might not. I grew up around a bunch of artists who probably, that a lot of them think AI art is not really art. So if I wanted to do better at it, I'm not going to go to them to get better. I'm gonna go to a group of people who appreciate AI art. Not saying one is better than the other. I'm protecting my own psyche.
That makes sense.
Boop, 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 boop. That was good. I like that deepness. That was good, Uriah.
Nah, and that gave me some food for thought. Like, I thought I had my answer all dialed in, but that actually gave me a little food for thought, because I do something similar. I do go to experts in whatever said field is. So, like, for me right now, while I love making Midjourney images, I really want to get good at video and production and how to master the art of storytelling at the highest level. So and I now have to look at movie producers and filmmakers and documentarians, those type of individuals making a wider variety of video content. So for me, I'm now looking at podcasts instead of watching TV. I'm going and finding other solo creators that are really doing this at a high level. And, well, what are they doing? How are they doing it? Do they have a live stream? Okay, what day is their live stream? It's on Tuesday. Okay, cool. Now I gotta pick and choose what kind of media am I watching on a regular basis. Am I doom scrolling the feed, or am I going to watch a specific piece of content so I can get better? So I just find the experts in whatever said field is. And so, like, I tell you guys, my Mondays, I'm watching Earn Your Leisure. On Tuesdays, I'm watching Wall Street Trapper. On Wednesdays, I'm watching Earn Your Leisure again. I'm watching Nikki Saunders. I'm watching Corey McLean. I'm watching Curious Refuge. I'm watching these creators that are actually pouring back into me with open ears, and I'm actively listening instead of coming from the perspective of, well, I already know all this. I'm coming in with the perspective of, hey, they know it and they're willing to share it, and they get excited about that thing that they're gifted at, and they're willing to share that information. So here, let me apply it, but in my way. I have to implement it in my way. So for me, Uriah always says, push the buttons. I'm constantly pushing buttons. That's how I stay motivated. Hey, what new can I do? What's the thing that I can do today that I couldn't do yesterday? So that's push the buttons. Push the buttons. So yeah, I hope that answers whoever sent that question in. That was a really good question. I think we got another one for you, Ryan. Can you drop that on screen for us, please? And shout out to our producer for keeping us going.
What do you draw your inspirations from to create such awesome AI creations? Grandmaster AI Uriah, your creative muse seems to work over time on some creations that appear to be out of this world.
I'm about sick of Uriah.
Hey, I
Shirley.
know
Oh, I
who that
love
came from.
Shirley.
I know who that came from.
I love Shirley.
I love Shirley, but I'm about sick of Uriah.
I'm weak.
My creative aspirations pretty much come from like I try to utilize what I'm in. Whatever mood I'm in, that's pretty much the art you're gonna get. And I've noticed that when I'm in a more stressful, hectic mood, the art comes out more. I don't know what that means, but I get a lot more engagement. I get a lot more feedback. I get a lot more likes when I make the art when I'm in a hyper stressful situation. Um, that doesn't sound like a good thing though, 'cause like
It doesn't
my
at
creative
all.
space stems from my stressfulness. So, but honestly, that makes sense because when I use AI art, because I'm not really from a 9 to 5 perspective, I'm not from a creative space. I majored in accounting. I'm an auditor. Now I'm a data analyst. So it's like I don't get opportunities to have a lot of creativity. And I use AI art because it was more like programming art. So I was able to use some of the skill set that I use every day and try to make an image that reflects that using the logical coding mind that I have. So I translate my stressful situation into the art, and boom, that's that's kind of what you get. That's why it probably seems out of this world because I'm not talking about things that's even related to art. I'm probably saying something else in the prompt that spits out something that's like bananas.
That makes sense.
I see
I'm
Adama rolling her eyes. So what
Yeah,
she
I'm
Oh
got?
like, yeah,
no,
you go, you got this. I can
I
feel
wasn't
it. I can't even
rolling.
see it on screen.
I wasn't even rolling. I was actually like, yeah, that was a good answer. I wasn't expecting for him to do that. Say that. Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw this week. I did a lot of Asian Shiling things of that nature.
Mhm.
Mine primarily comes from faith. A lot of my stuff comes from faith based because that's where my life has turned in the last 6 years, and my need to let go of control. But um, when I feel like I'm giving too much, like I'm having a poetic justice moment, where I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, come on, Adam, this is too much. Nobody wants to see all this deepness, right? Um, I put on music. So music inspires me as well. Like all last week, it was all 80s and early 90s hip hop. I didn't do any R&B. It was all hip hop. I was listening to, Kumo D. I was listening to Eric B. and Rakim. And then I saw something about Wu Tang was going into concert, and I was like, I gotta catch it in this big old age. So that's where that Shilene and that came from. And I was an MC Light, and so I came up with the girl on the mic. So that's where my inspiration comes from. When I feel like I'm giving too much affirmation and too much of um, my big man God, I'm like, okay, come on, let's dive into what we love that's really fun. And affirmations really work for me because I like to keep it all positive. I think for me that's what art is. You should be able to look at it and touch it and be like, ooh, yeah.
Like that. I think for me, I'm with you. Adam. Music is a heavy influence for me.
Mm.
But the other thing that I'm finding now that I've moved to Hawaii is I can actually see the stars and the moon almost every night that it's not cloudy, like clear, like Yo, you can see so many stars. It's absolutely insane.
They're there.
I couldn't see that in Seattle. When I lived outside of the city limits, there's not enough city lights, so you can still see stars, but not like this. So I find that I am influenced by space and the cosmos and galaxies. That's really what got me inspired in terms of the type of airbrush art that I do. So that's where my start came from, was trying to create galaxies and things of that nature. So that's something that really I revert back to on a regular basis. Is if I'm not listening to something that inspires me to create, then I'm looking at something in real life that inspires me to create, whether it's just my scenery or it's just looking up at the night sky.
I could dig that. I could dig that because
I'm with it. That was good.
it all comes together, right?
Well, different parts of your life influence you is what I'm hearing out of all three of our answers collectively. Just things that we see or are feeling emotionally influence what we create one way or the other, whether it's you're stressed and you're creating, or you're leaning more towards your faith and you're creating. No matter what. Go ahead. What's up?
I was like, when you said, it really stuck when you said with the stars, right? Because at that time, I think what we're all saying is like we're doing something at that time, and a lot of times that connects with somebody else going through the same thing at that time, because we're all under the same set of stars at that time. So we're all doing something different, but we're all doing it at the same time. I found a lot of times I post something and somebody's like, man, I'm going through that too. So it's almost like you're reaching somebody. And if you think about what all experiencing life at the same time, under the same set of stars, we're all having the same impact on life.
Facts.
Except in America, we got, I know you're in America too. We just got a lot of smog. We got to push through the cloud. I said,
I'm in America. I'm just all the way in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
You just over there in the ocean.
I'm far
quote
far
unquote
West America.
Quote unquote. Not a mainlander.
Right. We're mainland. Right.
That part. That's funny. All right. So we got Uriah up. Me? All right. I got it. What do we got?
Can I use one of your pictures as mural? I'm currently on a project and you will be credited for a piece of it once done? If yes, DM me.
Yo, this is yeah. Okay, we're gonna have this is a 10-minute segment, guys. I just want to say, so okay, I put this question up there specifically because I get this question a lot, like a lot. So when I get this question, I just tell them, hey, can you send me the specs to my website? Just go to the contact us page and send me the specs. Hey, how big is the mural? Which image are you talking about? Because I post a lot of images. So can you just give me context on what are we talking about here? In tandem, most of the time that it allegedly is a scam. So they're never going to send the specs. They're never going to answer the question. And the most recent two that I've gotten like this, hey, can you send me the specs? And they're like, hey, they repeated the same exact question. Hey, love the artwork. Can I use this for a mural project? It's like, block. I don't got time. So me personally, I redirect them and ask them for the information that I need. Hey, which picture? What size is the mural? Where is it going to be? And then I'd like to know just a little more about their company, business, Like, who are they? And does that match our brand aesthetics? Like, do we align in that way? So that's how I kind of handle it. What about you, Adama? How would you handle this question?
Okay, so I initially do what you do. I asked them which one are you speaking of? Um, I really don't I really don't do well with this question. Oh, okay. It just felt like somebody was, those people who run naked through the park, streaking. I feel like I just got streaked. Okay, so I really don't hand these. So I give them questions back. Okay, location, date, time. Okay, because you want to play with me, I want to play with you. And then on top of that, if you say yes like that, then you're just giving it over. I mean, then again, they can probably also take it, but on that same aspect, yeah, I just don't deal with it. I know that's not a great answer. I wish I could give a great answer, but that's me and my truth right now because it's annoying.
That's why I picked this one.
It's annoying. Yeah, it just feels like somebody ran across this live feed right now with a raincoat. Just knew when that question popped up. I wish you would have had a horn or a trumpet playing.
Hey, we need a scream, Uriah, like a goat scream, like right there. That scream right there. That's where we needed it right there.
I mean, that question irritated that question. When I saw it pop up, I was like, "Oh, why didn't he tell me this question was up here?"
Nah, I wanted a real reaction because I know we all do this. Even the people that are in the chat right now, I'm like, hey, I know they send you guys this stuff. Hey, can I use this as an NFT? Can I use this as a reference image? Can I use this as a book cover? Can I use this as a music cover? Can I use this image for? Am I wrong? Am I lying?
I love how you did it. I wish you could put us. Yes, Jen, thank you. You awesome director.
Yeah.
Do that head bob again imitation. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, can I use it as an NFT? Can I use it as?
I'd like to see you run across here. Yeah, just use it. No, stop it.
Well, it's not a hard no. It's just I want to know more about. Yo, do you know how many images I post a day across all the platforms? Be more specific, okay? Which image and where's the mural going to be? Is this going to be in your kid's bedroom or is this going to be on the side of a business?
Yes.
Is it going in the hood? Like, where is it going?
I'm mad you said go.
I can't just say yes without getting more context. So hey, send me an actual proposal. I'll actually consider it. Hey, boss lady gonna keep me in line and tell me, hey, this is a good idea. Yes, tell them yes. No, this is not play. Sorry.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Unfortunately, at this time, we are not accepting, whatever you want to tell them, but it's not a hard no. It's a, hey, I need more information so I can make an educated decision.
Oh, that was so.
If you respond with the same original question, hey, I'm gonna block you. I'm not even gonna fret.
That was so professional. That was so professional. What'd you say? Leave me a dignified. And here's me. I'm like,
What did we decide? What's my customer service, Lewis? What did we decide? What did we decide? Larry, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Larry. Okay, so Larry at work. Unfortunately, at this time, we're not quite taking applications, but we'll take this into consideration and we'll reach out to you in the future.
I'm
just
straight knowing.
Right. Like, no. What about you? I know you get this question. I know for a fact.
Yeah,
we've talked.
And a lot of times it is scams, right? And I want to piggyback onto Adama's update because I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Because if you're giving and this goes not just with ChatGPT, any platform. If you give any platform too much information, they're gonna know what you want, right? So if they know what you want, then you're a target for scams for what you want. So they're gonna hit you with a scam that says, "Oh, I like your AI art," because it knows you like AI art. So you want to make sure to definitely listen to what Adam just said earlier in the segment about protecting your privacy in ChatGPT, but also in every aspect. Like, don't be so quick to click on links. Don't be so quick to answer questions. One of my pet peeves is the Facebook pictures that pop up. I don't know if I think it's called Smile. And you give it a bunch of questions, you give it access to your account, and it creates a funny image about you. And like, oh, here's an image about me, but you just gave that platform, that app, all of your information to even come up with an image that looks like you. Be careful with that. You're a target to get hacked. You're a target for all of that. So,
I got a real question. Hey, everybody, hold on, Uriah, because I got something to reinforce what you just said.
yes,
Everybody that's on the chat, everybody, including the two co-hosts, Jenna, you too. How many of you guys made yourself into a doll in a box this week? Hey,
With
real
that
time
app.
question.
With
Hey,
that app or
no,
on your own?
just in general. Just in general. How many of you took your face and submitted it to make yourself into a doll in a box this last 5 days? How many? Put a 1 in the chat. If you're in the watch party, put thumbs up or thumbs down.
Did any of you guys?
Nope.
I did a photo action figure.
Oh, that's right,
from
you did.
before.
I didn't. Believe it or
but you
not.
already have like 1,000 URI AIs, so I understand that. I'm not talking.
It was
Let me
the
clarify.
same one.
Yo,
I didn't.
how many people took their actual personal photo and submitted it to
Into
turn yourself?
ChatGPT.
That
Like
it's
the
that.
ChatGPT. Just say that. Just say who did.
I didn't
who
want to. I
followed-
didn't want to single
Who
them out.
followed the ChatGPT instructions to make your action figure?
Thank
No,
you. I'll let him say it. I'm gonna let him say it.
Who
I didn't.
uploaded a picture of themselves and put the prompt in, use this picture and make me into this action figure using these prompts, blah, 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 blah. Not saying it's a bad thing, because some of them has really been really
And it's
hot.
a bad
Like, I
thing.
like some of them.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Let me go ahead. I know where you're getting at. Let me just be patient.
You know where I'm going with this. So, as Uriah is reinforcing what Adama reported on at the beginning of the segment. Hey, if you put your face in there as a reference image for a prompt, guess what? It's out there.
Yeah.
It's out
Like
there.
a company to use at
It remembers
it.
It remembers it.
Most important piece of data that you could give away is your face.
Anytime people that you see more than one group, one company, more than 3 companies promoting this, they are collecting you. I mean, they want you to facial. They want this for you. They want you are making them happy. Like, don't do. I mean, don't do it.
Yeah,
Like, I understand Uriah as well. Like what you said, I understand Uriah, because you know Uriah is out there. I mean, you know, like what he does with his avatar stuff. But like other people, I even did, you know, my little cartoonish one, but it wasn't in the box. It was just cartoon. That's fine. But
yeah, I want you to put that up on the screen, please.
protect your privacy. Protect your privacy.
Hey, Dwayne Foreman. Hey,
Yes,
thank you for that comment. Hey, you have become a public free model. That means no residuals. Hey, that means they don't have to reach out to you and ask you, hey, can I put you in an AI video
You're already using the
in
free
front of
application. When you use the free application.
Get out of Hawaii.
No, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop. No, because we need to have a serious conversation.
He said,
hey, if you, I'm going to say it again, because I'm going to clip this up at minute 59. If you put your face in these programs, they then have the authority to just do what they want with it. That means that they can put you in an AI twerking video for whatever company. Insert company here.
It's true. That is true. That's scary. It's scary, but it's true.
So, but that boils back into your update where it's like, hey, you got to be careful with what data you're allowing out there to use as training data.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that we have these conversations instead of just like, hey, let's just gloss over it and not say anything. It's important to be like, hey, every time we think about all the other trends that we've done over the last year, where we had to use ourselves as the model, just the three of us on screen. Just think about how many trends that we used, like a reference image or a character reference for a prompt. Uriah's got his mastered. I'm used to seeing him in every piece of content. If he posts something that doesn't have Uriah AI in it, I think it's weird. I'm just used to seeing his character.
I've been doing it a long time.
Used to seeing your character in your content, and I'm like, yo, he's a marketing genius for that.
I just want people to realize.
No, go ahead.
I want people to realize, like, I want them to say it with me in the chat. We are in a new era. We are in a technological era. We are in a new era. And now it's even more so because they're making, just because they make it fun and easy access, there's still basis. There's still ways that you need to cover yourself and make sure you safeguard yourself. Those 3 steps I told you in the very beginning, it just takes boom, 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 and it's done. But they're not going to advertise that. They're not going to advertise that. And it's okay if you use it for your own personal self, but once you release it onto this beautiful web, it's over. It really is. Not unless you knew what you got into before you got into it and you're good with it.
Yo, so that's what Jess is saying in the chat right now. She's like, but anything we post on Facebook belongs to Meta already, right? Yeah. True.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
The closest thing you got to it not being is if you're in the monetization program and you've uploaded it and you're technically a consultant, but not. You're right. It's safe to assume whatever you post now belongs to Meta.
Yeah.
So now, here's the expanded conversation, and we can just table this for next week. I think this is hey, we need to put this behind a paywall conversation for those that are serious. Okay. So you put your face out there like I'm live streaming right now. How do you monetize that? Like truly, how do you actually make money off of, all right, my face is out there now. Anybody who's interested to have a future conversation about this, we can do this in AI Anonymous. Let me clarify.
On Fanbase.
Yeah. On Fanbase. This is a great conversation. Me personally, I think we've reached our 10-minute max for this type of conversation. Let's keep going. But I would be curious, how do you guys plan to monetize now that your face is already out there and the platforms have the ability to like use that at their discretion? How do you as a creator plan to monetize that? Okay, next question. Adam's question. All right, Adam, we got question number 2 for you.
How do you source and follow your creative energy?
I follow through my creative energy and my source. I source it from what I'm feeling. If I'm upset, I normally just don't, because I just don't. I believe in energy. But I normally create, and this is almost kind of the same question Uriah had earlier, that Shirley asked, but I literally just go through what I'm feeling. And primarily I try to keep it positive because I want to be intentional about what I'm doing. I just don't go and just randomly do it. Now I will randomly do it, like if I'm testing out a new style. But that's what I do. I just go in and I think about how my emotions are, and then I create from there. I think I answered the question. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to defer to you. That was really good.
That was good.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, I'm gonna need the question back up again.
Yeah, even. See, he got the ADHD, y'all.
He's triggering mine. Mine's like, come on, cut on.
Hey, come on, Cletus.
Come on, cut on.
Because then I'm gonna just, if I just go right after, I'm just gonna start rambling off of like whatever she left off on.
So
I
it's
might
how
not answer the question.
Oh, so it's how do you source and follow your creative energy? It's kind of like, kind of what we just went over earlier.
Yep. So yeah, basically it's the same. Whatever I'm feeling at the time. I like Lewis brought it up. I didn't say it, but I also think about like what spiritually is going on at the time and try to combine it all into the same bucket. Like we're all made up of multiple instances. So it's like if you combine all of that into one thing, you can create something pretty cool and relevant. And because if you think about something that you're feeling at the time, even if it frustrates you, and you're thinking about like, oh, it's it's a spring equinox, and also it's a election season going on. Oh, and there's tariffs going out there. If you take all of that in and put that into a prompt, you're gonna get something great. You're gonna get something that kind of stands out. And then you start following the same steps that all of us have been telling you, like editing that image afterwards, then boom, you're gonna have something that really pops and people are gonna pay attention to.
Yeah, and then go in and take it into an AI video platform and write what you were feeling. What is that emotion? And put that into a video prompt.
Yeah.
Like express, hey, make this character move this way because they're feeling this way. And then light it this way and make the camera move this way and run it. I promise something amazing is going to come out of that.
Oh, yeah, you
just
got
put
that.
that emotion into it. It's that piece.
The video I just did this morning, what you just said, I felt like you just were in my head a minute ago. That's what the video I made this morning.
That's the lab cooking it up.
What I made this morning.
Mixing up the chemicals. Poo, 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 poo.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. Just soaring. Yeah.
I love it. For me, because I'm always in creator mode, and now I'm trying to learn storytelling from a different perspective. It's one thing with an image, but it's very different with video. How each person tells their story. I was watching an interview from the Breakfast Club just this week with Ryan Coogler, and he was talking about his experience with Fruitvale Station and how that was something that was like a real thing that happened. But he wanted to do the story justice. And so the way that me watching it years later, didn't know that this was a real situation that had happened, I could actually feel in the production and the storytelling. Oh, whoever wrote this actually, like, they tapped into something, just little things in the storyline. It's like, I can relate to that. Oh, I felt that. learning that connection for me as a creator started with making my images and seeing people's reactions, the type of things that they like, dislike, the things that I don't want to say trigger them, but kind of trigger them in a way. What speaks to them in that way. And now I'm going in, making those things move and adding emotion to that, adding music to it so that I play on that emotion. I want to touch the senses that go beyond just visually, I'm looking at this. And I want you to look at it. I want you to hear it, but I also want you to like feel it, if that makes sense. So I say I lean on my personal experience. I talk about I had a past life, so I lean on that a lot. I lean on my faith a lot. I lean on things that are going on with me day to day, just in terms of either creatively, hey, I can't get this thing airbrushed, but I'm still just my mind is going creatively. I'll put that into Midjourney and I'll use that as sketching, so to speak. Just being able to lean on things in my day-to-day life is probably where I draw most inspiration from creatively. I hope that helps. I see a question. So just ask, can I ask, there's no memory caps on the pro plan of ChatGPT. I also heard there's no time limit on advanced voice mode and vision. Is that true? I'm going to defer that to Uriah, who's been on pro. Can you answer that?
I can't say there is. I've never reached it, so I don't know if there is. I haven't used voice mode, so I can't confirm that. But the memory mode, I have no idea what. I know you guys was saying memory. You guys capped out of memory. I don't even know what that. I haven't experienced that, so I don't know. I'm assuming that I'm gonna say no. I guess it probably doesn't, or I have not reached it.
Hey, when did you? What month did you start pro? Was it December?
I can answer it. No, let me stop.
Was it December?
It was December.
It was December.
I think so. So you're 4.5, 5 months into being able to actually just go without even thinking about
Yeah.
memory at all.
A lot of the stuff that comes out is what I experienced like a couple of months ago. Like, I didn't want to say it because I knew Adam was gonna, huff and puff and say something crazy.
You thinking about that?
The memory mode, like I already experienced that when it first came out. So that's why I said now it's a couple versions down. They're addressing it because I'm like, wait, they combine everything, because before each chat was this independent entity. Now they're combining your entire conversation, which that's a totally different. That's a different animal. Like, one thing, I mean, it is good if that's what we were doing from the beginning, but it's not good if, like, I wanted my specific chats because I've trained each specific chat to do something different. But now if you're combining it all, that's good in a sense. But if I train this chat to do something specific, then I wanted to do that specific. And that's why I get annoyed with, but at the same time, other people think if they close that chat, they start something new, but it's using something that you thought about before. Although it might be beneficial to you, it might not be beneficial to you per se for your safety if that's not what you were looking for, because now they're training you as a person. And you're not even aware of it.
It's that piece.
Yeah.
Adam, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, I keep forgetting until I get on here on Sundays that he has pro. I was like, oh, so now I'm just going to start blowing his phone up and asking him questions to go so I can get like a true hardcore fact. Go ahead. I need both of y'all to shake your heads. I'm be blowing up the phone because I'll be testing. And so, Lewis, you got saved on this one, but Muhammad coming. I just
I
want you
don't
to
know
know.
how you forgot he got pro with all
No,
these
I
video
forgot.
teachers.
No,
He's
because of all these
unlimited.
updates.
He's unlimited
Go
over
ahead, do
there.
it again. His impressions today are cracking me up.
Nah, I thought that was a really good question though.
It is a good
No, that was
question.
good.
Not well, hey, so I got to give him a hard time because he's giving me a hard time about having special privileges allegedly at Kling. My wife is doubling down and saying the same thing that I got special privileges over there. And I'm like, hey,
I mean, Lewis is the only one who's never said anything negative about Clean. He's the
nah.
only one. He's always had fast service. His service is still faster than mine. His service is faster than mine on Sora, and I'm paying
Twice
for
as
it.
much.
And you're still going quicker. So with the Kling update, I'm starting to understand what he's the privileges as he had, but like I can still feel the differences because we both put something where we're chatting and we're both cooking, and I think I'm pretty quick. And if he sends something to me quicker than I can send something to him, it's cheating. I'm gonna call it out. It's cheating.
Yo, and the producer's clapping over here. You right? I think you got somebody on your side.
Hey,
But
I mean, I'm not wrong.
But you touched on something, and I want to circle back to something you said earlier. We're giving all this data to them each time we prompt. So if you think about that from the very beginning, Kling has gotten a very advanced version of how I prompt engineer. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Adama?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say? Jen?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so in terms of data and the ability to then represent a demographic that they may have not intended to represent, wouldn't you let them just cook?
Oh yeah, I'm not stopping the process. We're gonna keep going.
Oh.
We're gonna,
Nobody said it was a bad thing.
No. But ponder this. I keep saying to you, I don't know how you guys are doing what you're doing in Sora because I'm struggling, bro. Like I cannot get it to do what I want to do. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, but the same thing that I'm experiencing on Wing, he is experiencing on Sora because he's given them that real refined down data every prompt. So they're getting training data. So your output.
Now that you put it in that perspective.
You know
so
what?
I was on a very first beta version of DALL-E and ChatGPT. So that makes sense. I give you that. That okay. I give you that.
Sora and I don't mix.
Yo.
We don't mix.
Yo, the girl that I did the other day did like the exorcism. Like her head stayed still and the whole body did a 360. I'm like, yo, I can't use this.
I can't. And I keep thinking like maybe I'm not pro, but there's no way at this point. I'm pretty solid. I feel good my animation. And at this, I am in between what I use. I'm not as solid as you both are in like the one, I'm a tester. So I have Runway and Gen 4 is on mine. I have Luma. I have Kling. And so like when you guys asked me earlier when I showed you that thing, I'm on all of those. I'm on all, but Sora is like, and it's not to dispute it because I know that it's good, but that's on the bottom of my list because I sit on the edge of my seat like, oh God, what am I gonna get? I told it to do this, and she's gonna be like, no, I don't like that, Adama.
So what I think Sora is better if you want to do text to image. If you want to do image to video, I think you want to go with Kling. Because Kling is going to take your image and morph that, whereas Sora is very literal. Like it does not want, like once you tell it to do something, it's going to do what it thinks it wants you to do. Mm-hmm. So Sora has a storyboard feature. and where you put that storyboard matters. So if you do text to video, whatever you do in the beginning, you can say something that how it can transition at 5 seconds, how it can transition at 10 seconds, how it can transition at 15 seconds. So then you could take it down the line, and you could control a longer scene.
Mm.
It doesn't really work well when you're trying to use image to video. When you use image to video, is more than likely going to distort your video, your initial image. For example, somebody with melanated skin is gonna morph it to somebody else by especially if you're doing it in 20 seconds. After 10 seconds, hang it up. You can hang it up.
Yeah,
What about it?
I was talking, I'm now into really training my chat, and I was showing, I screenshot a lot of the animation. I can't wait for them to bump up to animation. So I screenshot a bunch of my animation, and what I discovered is Kling is really good at the fingers, all the little details. Kling is amazing at it, and it's good at keeping like your room intact, like making the room make sense. Runway is really good at the camera work and giving you that cinematic boom pow. But when it comes to them hands, you're gonna be like, girl, why is that hand shorter than what's happening? Why do you have 18 fingers over there? I didn't give it to you with 18 fingers, and this is image to video. So Runway Gen 4, that's where it's messing up with its details. And I know they're working on it right now, but the little minor details but Kling has gotten that part mastered down. I
Yeah.
say that.
I'm reading. So Miss Shirley said Kling has loved Lewis since the beginning. Yeah, no, so I'll say when I first started, I started with Kling, Luma. I think that's it. I still haven't played with Runway at all. But Kling and Luma at that point were like free. And within the first couple of days, I was like, hey, we're gonna try Kling out. We're just gonna get a 1 month. It's $3.88. Yo, let me cook for a month and see what I can do with this. And I haven't looked back since. I've really tried to stick with that one platform so that I can master, just like I did with Midjourney. I want to learn to speak Kling in all the different areas. So currently we've got our image to video in frames mode, that format down. I'm working on elements and having an additional framework for just elements. And now I'm working on, hey, lip sync also, just a perfect format. So it'll actually match what I want to produce.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not bouncing.
Just for anybody who's not familiar with, he just named the 3 different features of Kling. Kling has multiple additional features on top of the platform outside of just creating video. There's an elements feature, there's a lip sync feature, and there's a, what was the third one you just mentioned?
You got sound. You have sound now. So
and now
they just upgraded that part where you can just put it in there, and it's.
So
I messed around with it today.
We're using lip sync because I can't even get to lip sync anymore.
Oh, I use lip sync. I told y'all I got the West African voice and perfect. Yeah. Killed it, crushed it.
So on the website or what? Like where
you on the website Kling you can, but I got the accent from 11 Labs.
No, I mean the lip sync feature because
it's on Kling.
Right. I said I'm not seeing that. It must be on the website, not the app.
It's on the app. Hang on, give me 2 seconds.
Do it on your phone. It won't let me do it on my phone.
Right, I can't do it on my phone. I can only do the sound effect. Yeah,
I had to go to the desktop today.
Yeah, let me just not comment.
Don't you and
special treatment.
No comment.
He got everything.
Nah,
You
no,
see?
no, next,
He got
next
it on his
question.
app.
You see,
He
I
got it
almost
on his
started another
app.
language. I
I
almost spoke
see
another
it.
language. I almost
I see.
started stuttering.
Hey,
See what
hey,
I'm saying?
he
Look,
No
got
comment.
it.
don't talk about
No
Apple. I
comment.
know you about to do. You about to do that?
No comment.
Is that what happening?
I don't have a comment.
You got
I
lip
think we
sync.
have one more.
You got lip
I
sync
think
on
we
your
have,
app.
I think we have one more question coming. I am going to not comment currently. I might have special privileges.
Every time I come back to clean, though, every time I do come back to clean, I want to find out if this happened to Lewis. And you can lie, so that way I can feel great about myself.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie.
So no, I'm saying I'm just giving you permission. Go ahead. So when I log back on the clean, I have miraculously have more credits. Like it gives you credits when you've been gone for a minute.
Yeah, your daily credits.
Okay, get off.
Like I just logged in just now, and it was like, "Hey, do you want your?"
That's grandfathered in.
Oh, okay. So it's grandfathered in, like Verizon.
Yeah, new people don't get that.
Nah. Everybody ain't getting 66 credits a day anymore.
Okay.
Nah, we're the OGs. We the OGs now.
OGs. And
We
clearly
plain OGs.
there's more seniority in that OG factor than
Hey, no comment. Next question.
than we want to admit.
Okay, Jess, which would I recommend for animation projects? My short answer, it depends on what you actually need. I'm gonna pick the best tool for the job. It depends on what I'm trying to get done. If I'm just trying to get good movement, I might use Kling. If I need solid camera work, I might use Runway. If I want really good morphing, I might use Kling, but the elements part of Kling. So it kind of depends on what you would be making and what you're trying to do. There's so many tools that do so many different things. I would explore and kind of try and dial in one or two tools instead of bouncing around. Like we just mentioned Runway, Kling, Sora, Luma. There's 4 right there. There's Halu. I just had another one this week that old boy told me. I think it's on that phone. But there's another one. There's Hedra. You got a lot of different choices in terms of animation tools or AI video tools. Just kind of depends on what you're trying to do and accomplish, which one I would use. What about you guys? Do you guys have a suggestion for which tool you would use for an animation project?
I think we did this 2 episodes back, 3 episodes back, where I picked Kling because it's just the easiest, I feel, because you just click. And the reason why I'm laughing because I wanted to say it in a different language. I'm so sorry. You click it and then it produces for you. But then if I'm not dealing with faces and it's just elemental things or like shapes, abstracts, I will use Sora because I refuse to give up. And I refuse it. She's not going to beat me.
I know shade at Sora. Hey, it don't like me.
Sora's like, why are you here?
At all. I can't.
Because you be dissing chat all the time. So
No. Because those are my agents. It should have hella freaking data.
Yeah, but
it should have
when you're on platform, you diss chat. You don't give it its due respect.
You just come out with that Andy Warhol kind of, you and Sora.
I'm gonna drop it. Hey, I swear, I'm gonna drop this in Unleashed today. The one I'm gonna go back and download it. There's the video, the last one that I did from Sora, where old girl did the exorcism thing. Yo, I'm done. Done. I can't.
I'm gonna bring this back
I'm
up. I think he pressed weird. You know how weird can give you.
Right, he put weird in Sora.
no, no, no.
No, I know what you're talking about, Louis, because I'm on the same
Yeah.
realm with you.
Yeah, no, I get the craziness all the time. You remember
Okay.
I showed you what I did in the video, and then I showed you the little clip from it. I can because you were like, give me this little piece. I'm like, I couldn't even find it because I didn't realize it was within an 18-second circus.
Okay, so I tried to extend a scene for Uriah. Let's give them context.
Right.
We're trying to work together to collaborate on a project. We're just building a scene in real time, just kind of working together. So he sent me the original clip that he had at the start. I'm like, oh, let me see if I can add to that. I'm going to can you send me this? And he sent me an 18-second clip. And it's like, all right, I'll grab what I need from in here. So the first clip was a man that was supposed to be running through the desert. He's got a white suit on. So when I produced the first version, it looked like Michael Jackson running through the desert with like color bombs just going off everywhere. He gets blown up, boom, he falls down, he gets up, he starts running. And I'm like, dog, I can't use this. Like, this is crazy. So then I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm about to use Kling. I'll just use Kling, I can't. So I pick and choose what tool I want to use for what job. If it's landscape and I'm just trying to make the scene move for additional context, I'll use Sora. It'll give me a couple of shots at trying to get whatever I'm trying to get. But if it's a person, I can't. Especially if it's a person of color, I really can't use Sora because there's too much morphing and it will choose, hey, either make the subject move or make the camera move, but not both. And I haven't figured that piece out. So I just struggle. In Sora.
And that's totally fair because that's what I said. Like in Sora, I'm better. I think Sora's better at text to video. Like if you're just trying to create a scene from scratch, I think Sora is the best way. If you already have your vision in mind, I would start with Kling because you already have your image, and then you can like Kling animate the vision. Sora isn't as good as going from image to video at the same capacity that it can do text to video. So if you do text to video, then you're already telling it what to do, and it can build off of that. Versus you're giving it an image, and it's having a hard time doing the thinking of what you prompted or the image or both, and taking it the whole 20 seconds. So you need more than one app. At this point, I think you need 3. If you're going to do a project and you have less than 3, I think you might need to reconsider the project, or you need to like add on some other apps. Because if you have a project, from my perspective, I get everything. I buy everything because I want to be able to deliver whatever the person is asking for. We're on a project and they ask you for something, you can't say, oh, well, my app doesn't do this. That means you're not the person for the job. And that's the thing. Like if you're doing this for an actual business, then you pretty much need all the apps.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying right now go and buy all the apps, but what Louis said, like you get the free one, learn how it works, turn it off, get another one, turn it on, see how that works. And when you get the job and they give you the money to pay for the apps, you pay for the ones that you need. You don't pay for all of them. If you could afford it, pay for all of them. You got a big job, pay for all of them, so then you can get whatever you need done. Because not one app does everything you need. You need to figure out how to use it. It's an orchestra at this point. It's very new.
I have 4 of them. I mean, so I go between my top 4. But even with Runway, you drop it in there. Runway has gotten so good. You can just drop it in there, press it, and go, and it comes back literally. I did a test between Kling and Runway the other day, and I love Kling. Kling is really quick, and Runway delivered quicker than Kling did, and then it gave me a whole nother different camera view. And yeah, I don't think there should be one app, but if you want to start out, it should be either Kling or Runway, especially now with Runway, because they have like a sale. I think they have a discount going on. And I think I only paid $9. Yeah, I think I did.
Runway is an OG.
I think I did.
Runway is an OG. That was the first one I had.
Remember
when it was still just images out.
When me and Lou was talking, and I remember when I sent you that Kling from the cultural group, and then you asked me what else was I using, and I told you I was using Runway and Luma, but I might switch over to Kling. And you said you're going to do Kling, but I've been with Runway and Luma for so long, and then I switched over to Kling, but Runway is finally at a place back again where I can be like, ooh, they're neck and neck. If I can do this prompt where I have her hands down instead of her hands moved, you have to think of different ways. It's just like doing math. I knew that Runway was going to have issues with hands, but I loved how their 360 orbit is. Their 360 is completely, almost a little different than Kling's, but Kling's is nice too. But sometimes it will turn the whole subject with it, and I didn't want the whole subject. Runway already knew from that prompt what I wanted, so I said, put her hands to her side, leave her hands on her side, and then do the camera 360 orbit, and it gave me exactly that.
Nice.
So you have to know what formula to play with it. But yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of great feedback in the chat. Go ahead, you right.
I was just saying, like, that makes sense because you got to think about, like, the way the AI models work. It's like you have the data, which is like all of this, and then you have the model, which is the calculations on how it interprets the data. Runway has the potential to be the best one out there because it started off at the beginning, so it has the most data out there. If I'm thinking about it the same way, as like it's taking data in as it's been fed, or I'm not sure how they're getting that data because that's a whole thing now, right? Where is it legal to get the data? Is it a trademark? So that's a whole different thing. But all things being equal, Runway has the potential to be the best one out there because it was one of the first ones. And that's one of the first ones I had when I first got into it with DALL-E. Runway was there at that level when it was just images. Images weren't even good yet. And Runway was there trying to make movies out of it. So it has the base level data. So I'm like, if I can definitely see that being the best one, but that doesn't mean that it is, but it has enough data to be the best because it has that data.
I agree with them. All right, so we got one more question. I see we're at about the 15-minute mark. Let's run this last question and get into this. I got a couple of announcements.
If you could go back to the very beginning of your AI art journey, what's one mindset shift or strategy you wish you had adopted sooner, and how did it change the way you create or share your work?
I'm gonna defer, and I'm gonna let Miss Adama go first. I'm gonna go last this time. I want to go last this time.
I think what I would have done, I know what I would have. I wish I would have stopped creating for approval in the very beginning. I wish I spent too much time wondering if people would get it, instead of honoring what I was creating. I wish I would have trusted my vision more. And it's the last part. I would have documented the process from the very beginning, because I started out with is it Copilot, Bing? I don't know which one. They're cousins. They're twins. I just wished I would have done that. That way, I would have connected. I would have had more of a genuine connection with the people I was with. Because let's be honest. I mean, those groups that we started with, or those people that we started with, we're no longer connected to because I was doing it for likes and approvals and didn't even know I was doing that. So I wish I would have done it based off where I am now. But that was then, this is now. And that shift gave, when I recognized it, that shift gave my work more of an identity. Now I can recognize, like, ooh, I was just creating just to create. I was just doing it just to do it. I wasn't even really, yeah, I wasn't even really honoring what I love to do. And it made me realize I wasn't using AI properly, or wasn't even really prompting to contain the information that I was getting. But now I'm building something that's timeless, so it's completely different. And that's what I would do differently now. If I could go back, I would just do it based off substance.
Okay. I like that. I like that. You right? What about you?
I think I would go back and tell myself to have more patience.
Oh,
Because I was there in the beginning when DALL-E first came out with text to image. And that's when that's when the whole ball started rolling. I was in the beta phase. I was getting free access to it. I remember when just what we were talking about, like just how to create a good black male image. It would take a lot to get to that point. I was working on it from the very beginning, and then I got burnt out. Midjourney came out, and they were trying to do it. They was like starting over, and I was like, you know what? Screw that. I'm not doing it. DALL-E turned off of they turned their beta subscribers free version off. And now I had to pay to create the images that from my perspective, I helped train. So now I got to pay to train it because we knew it wasn't ready at that point. So now that it went live, now they turned the subscription on for everybody. Now I got to pay to continue to help you train. And I think I took like a year off. I'm like, you know what? Forget this. I'm out. This is ludicrous. And then fast forward like maybe a year, maybe. Now I'm hanging out with this guy named Lewis, and he's telling me to do Midjourney. And pretty much I had to reactivate the Midjourney because I already had it, but I had used this in version like 1. Now we're on version 6. And it's completely different. It's completely different. We got like photo images versus like, splotches, like, monkeys for black people. And now we got actual photorealistic images. And I pretty much missed at least 4 or 5 versions of the app. So if I was to go back and say that, I was like, okay, have a little bit more patience. It's going to get better. You're going to be influential in this space. Stick with it.
yeah. I remember that conversation with you. Real talk. Like, I remember that conversation with you. I also remember you a couple minutes after that being like, yo, have you seen this girl named Adama? Like, have you seen her artwork? I'm about to invite her to the group. Like, I remember all of these milestones over the last 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. And it's like that Lewis would tell a Lewis that didn't start AI anything yet, yo, get started. Yo, you just need to start. You just need to start pushing buttons. So if you haven't, if you're someone out there that has not done anything with AI, I would just start having a conversation. That's what I would tell the person who hasn't done anything yet. This current Lewis in 2025 would tell 2024 Lewis, yo, you need to really actually edit and stop using them templates. Because, and I'll give context, because now 2025 Lewis is editing our live stream show. I'm editing my own long form content separate from the show, my short form content, and now I'm learning AI video. So if I were to tell me a year ago that was like, hey, these templates are so much easier than trying to learn to edit on my own, I would tell him, hey, stop. Hey, look at how they construct those templates. Start looking at the timing of the cuts. Hey, most of them are 3 to 5 seconds. Hey, that's what B-roll needs to look like from here on out. 3 to 5 seconds or less. So I can do that for short form and long form, but I have to edit. Can't just like throw it out raw, no edits, no sound, no B-roll. That's not gonna work if I want to get better and get to the next level. I can't even market my own services if I don't learn how to edit. So I would tell 2024 Lewis that you should stop cutting corners to do it faster, and I would learn how to do it. And if I were 2025 Lewis talking to an older version of Lewis in 2024, I would be like, yo, so Uriah is really good at editing. I need to hit him up and get tapped into his editing services. Like I would just start asking him questions. And if he would be willing to answer me for free, I would just start taking notes. I would just put it, oh, he said do this. All right, check. Do this. Okay, cool, check. The next time I saw somebody else that I know is a creative like me, making AI artwork or AI videos, I would start asking them questions. Hey, what editing software are you using? Yo, how'd you do that? I might not say prompt please, but I would be like, hey, are you manually prompting it, or are you using a chat agent to help format? Okay, cool. How did you train that chat agent? Oh, I went to Martial Artistry. They got a cinematic training guide over there, and it's reasonably priced. Oh, okay, cool. I now got a resource. Audio. I know you guys are going to need music at some point in your videos. You can't just put the raw, clean clips out much longer. I just want to keep it real. You're going to have to like edit them and put them together. Like, and not like a hard cut. Like you're gonna have to like, hey, blend them together. But that takes editing. You can do it on the platform, you can do it on an app, but no more of this raw AI video with no sounds, no message in the videos. So the other thing that I would do differently if I was coming forward from then to now, I would start actually giving value earlier. I would do less look what I can do content, and I would do more teaching because I found I got you. So if I were to go back and do this again, like early episode 1 Lewis, I would give out more value. And I would have done that earlier versus doing more look what I can do content. And just to clarify, there's nothing wrong with showcasing what you can do, but I have found it more rewarding to see the growth in the other people that are around me, so that as we get into these new spaces, I'm not the only one there. Like that's really, really, really important, and something that we don't talk about enough is, hey, when we get to these spaces, we're the only one that looks like us in the room. So I am making sure to like pour back into all of the people that are around me, so that, hey, I'm not the only one in this next space. I have other people that look like me that are also there too. So pouring into Jess and Deborah and Dwayne and Shirley and Moby and Sam and Yaya, like Pete, all of these guys that have been on the feed today, pouring into them has been more rewarding than look what I can do content. So that's what I would do differently. Jen, I know these guys did not put their links up on screen, so I'm going to close out for them today, and I'm going to do it in my own way. So we're going to go Adam up first. Okay? Me. All right. So you can find me on Fanbase and Facebook and Instagram, and I also have a YouTube, and you can click the link right here. I definitely need you to tap in and subscribe. If you see my content, please share it with somebody who might get value out of these videos. I really appreciate you guys being supportive of us on the show, and you should definitely subscribe to me today. All right. Ryan next. Okay. So you can find me in Chicago, Chi-Town all day. You can definitely tap into our accounting services, coaching services, editing services, because I won't say it on a normal basis. So Lewis is going to say it for you, Ryan. He would like for you guys that need editing help to tap into the link on the screen, the one right down there. You need to click that link, especially if you need editing help. I will tell you, as a friend, co-host, and just, in general, he and I are good friends. He's helped me a ton with why my videos look the way that they do. So if you're interested in something like that, you should definitely click the link. At Profit Productions on all platforms, and Uriah Muhammad on Facebook. Okay. Can you hit Leslie? Hey, Leslie Blair's his a little harder. So okay, we're gonna actually rock the mic, because Leslie Blair has a really, really deep voice. If you have any music needs for your content, if you are creating things in all of the AI video platforms, I have definitely got you on the music. You can find me on all platforms. You can find me on Fanbase at LM Blair. You can find me on Facebook at Leslie Blair. And you can find him at Leadership Lounge Official. He is our music guy. All right, then I got mine last. For me, you gonna just cut me off like that, Uriah? That was dirty.
His music. I was just giving him the plug.
I was like, yo, he cut me off like 2 minutes. Yeah, he's like,
You're done.
Get it done.
Cut it.
Done. All right, okay. My name is Lewis Marshall. I am the AI and airbrush artist over here at Marshall Artistry. As you can see, I've rearranged my shop. So I got some of the bottles and the products that we airbrush here at the shop. I got a really, really quick, big announcement, because I know that we're trying to grow this show and a lot of people need a lot of help in terms of prompt engineering. Jen and I are now going to be introducing multilingual prompt. So if you are outside of the United States and you speak a different language other than English, we now have prompt packs for you at the website at Martial Artistry. More to come over the coming weeks. So we just gave you a lot of help at a really, really reasonable cost. So there should be no reason you can't prompt engineer for the type of artwork that you see on our feeds. I want to stop and say thank you to everybody who spent this Sunday with us. We really, really, really appreciate you guys. Definitely tap in at Leadership Lounge Official on YouTube. We're trying to get that channel to grow. That is going to be the home outside of Facebook and outside of Fanbase, where we're going to be housing all of our content. I just want to say thank you one more time to my co-hosts for being willing to share the questions that they got over the last couple of weeks. You guys rock. I know we're going to have a presentation next week, and we might have a little surprise for you. I know, Uriah, let's get together on a piece of content. And Adama, I want to collab with you this week. I'm putting it on camera on the live so that, hey, we can tackle some kind of content together as a team so we can influence this community. I've been seeing a lot of AI video. We've had a lot of updates over the last couple of weeks, so let's show up and show out. What y'all think?
That's what's up.
Let's go. All right. As always, hey, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all next Sunday. Peace. All love.